I have been just monetizing my content for at least from period of 6 to 7 months now. But there are various ways to monetize it. Since LinkedIn is pretty new to the content creation industry, the ways to monetize it are
So
not.
how would you recommend people to get these deals? How can we what are the news of acquiring these deals?
So brand deals is mostly agencies or I started out as a finance creator. I only posted about finance, investing, and everything. But eventually, I figured out there are several doing this kind of posts. So there's no way I could stand out as a finance creator. So eventually,
Parth Sanghvi, very nice to have you on our People of LinkedIn podcast. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
sure. So thanks for inviting me, sir. So I hold a MBA from Great Lakes in finance and analytics background, and I've been working for Genpact for almost 1.5 years, and I work in the risk consultancy domain, and I've been also been creating content on LinkedIn and Instagram. I just recently started Instagram, but I've been doing content creation on LinkedIn for almost 1.5 years, just before when I started my job, and it's been going good. I'm passionate about finance and investing as a whole, and that's what keeps me interested on creating content on LinkedIn.
Beautiful. So I have been following you for almost 6 to 8 months. I think we've been on a group, and then we started interacting. And your growth has been dramatic. I've seen your growth. And how does it feel to be uh, listed as the top 200 creators of India?
It is, when I started creating content last year, earlier, just, after just couple of months, this list got released for the first time. And I was still, even though I started, I was still searching my name for like if I'm, listed there as a creator. Because, at that point of time, LinkedIn has just began in the space of content creation. There was a lot, many creators, posting content. They are mostly HRs posting content about jobs or about workplace and everything. But eventually, when I started my journey, I see a lot of bunch, starting it out, even from various niches. It can be personal branding, marketing, sales, and then listed as two top 200 creators. It did give me, a recognition as a creator. Like yeah, that I'm being recognized. There is a metric to judge creators, and it was a surreal feeling being listed among the other 199 on that list. It did feel special as well. Sure.
All the big creators like Raj Shamani and Revan Thimansikka, Karthik Sridharan. Yeah, yeah. Those are the famous big ones on LinkedIn. Yeah.
That. And not many creators from Instagram and all have you know uh, come to LinkedIn as of yet, but since they've introduced the video feature, I can now see a lot of creators jumping. So it's going to be interesting to be in that 200 list going now. But let's see.
Beautiful. So, why did you start writing on LinkedIn though? What did you intend to achieve through that?
So when I started, I started to just you know with no intention, just to kill the time. I finished my MBA in 2021 in the month of April, and I had my job starting in the month of mid July. So I had, 3 to 4 months, I had nothing to do. So at that point of time, and I was, not serious to start anything, where I had to show my face, even though it might be a reel or a photo or something. So I had previously written on Quora some of the like 3 to 6 years back. But LinkedIn, it was, pretty simple. I was also, searching for my job colleagues who might be working in the same title. So I thought of, deep diving more into LinkedIn. So this is where I, eventually started out writing just to kill the time. But eventually I met some of the peoples on LinkedIn where I was, interested to know about their background, how they work, what they work, the type of content they create. So that was the only motive at the point of time to get connected with all these people, have, uh, a network outside my workplace or outside my known ones through MBA and all. And that only motivated me to start writing content there.
Okay. And then why did you when did you get serious about it? When did you start feeling that yes, this could be something bigger?
Right. So after, just 4 to 5 months of creating content, I happened to be on a LinkedIn creator meetup where there were creators, having 40,000, 50,000 K followers. And, I met them, knew about their story. They, probably started a year back when I started. And the experiences they have shared, even though it might, not relate directly to the monetary part, but the way it has, helped them to get into better networks, better jobs, recognition at their workplace as well. Like someone would know them. Yeah, this person writes on XYZ topic. So certain, that belief got me, yeah, this is something I can look forward to because it's just like me writing a piece of content and I don't have to, upload myself like a reel, having to go through a process of, creating a script, editing the video.
Wait.
uh, Right. So a lot of things goes in a video stuff, but writing post, it did seem, easy to me that I can manage it in my uh, busy schedule with my job as well. So I thought, why not give it a try for, 3 to 4 months and then eventually it is still on. Like I haven't ever thought of, quitting it.
Yeah, yeah. Once you see the results coming in, you will get more and more. You will
Exactly.
get to put in more effort to do even better.
True, true.
So, has LinkedIn given you any? If you could name maybe the top benefit that you achieved by writing on LinkedIn, what would that be?
The first thing I would surely rate as building, connections with some of the networks I have had right now. There are, while, you start working more or less, your life revolves more or less around that. But I have some connections, they work from a different domain. They share their experiences about their workplace, their experiences. Some of them are even students. So it does help me, to connect with each one of them from different domains. And we share our experiences. We do have good terms. We meet up, and yeah, it's great. One of the benefits of LinkedIn, and certainly, as I mentioned, monetary aspect also. So yeah, that did help being a good job.
So, in what ways do you monetize LinkedIn, and how would you recommend people to monetize it?
See, I have been just monetizing my content for at least from period 6 to 7 months now. But there are various ways to monetize it. Since LinkedIn is, pretty new to the content creation industry, the ways to monetize it are not much compared to Instagram and others, but there are still ways people are monetizing it. First and foremost is, very common, providing one-on-one sessions, providing insights, whether, selling your expertise. I would name it like even if you know about interview preparation, resume review, resume writing services, and any other services that you are, quite a pro at. It can be related to marketing, blogging, writing. So there are different ways in that genre, providing insights to someone. Second could be, the way popular ones are monetizing, building a course, uh, to, and then, pitching it in your post now and then about like, writing a common pain point, then a solution. And if you are more interested to knowing about your personal thing, you can enroll to my course. That is also quite there. Third is which we largely known through Instagram is this paid partnership, brand deals, brand collaboration. So it is still in the very nascent stage. It is still picking up compared to other platforms, but right now in past 3 to 4 months, it has really picked up, and I see still it going a massive way. There's a huge potential, so that is surely one of the ways to monetize. I can list three. These are three major ways to monetize, right?
Okay, so basically,
And fourth one being, yeah. So sorry, fourth one I just missed is looking at your content, people coming to you like, why don't you write content for me? Ghost, basically ghost writing, right? So this has really picked up. I can see many personal branding experts, ghostwriting experts. There are some doing really well, and some are just faking it as well. Claiming self claiming themselves as 7-figure freelancers. Hardly there are any, but the ones who are doing it, they are doing it really great.
So basically, the four ways are selling your services, selling courses,
Right.
monetizing through ghostwriting, or paid collaborations. Right.
Right.
Of these, I would say the easiest one, I think the most profitable one would probably be selling your services if you're good at something, which is what even I write. So what are the investments that you have right now on LinkedIn?
So I have, personally monetized most of my content through brand deals only, majorly. Major chunk of it comes through that. I have had some of the, ghostwriting projects as well, not many, but I do have one retainer one for a longer period of time. So that's it. And, scaling the services also requires, to give a certain period of your time. So being a, working professional, I don't get much of it, but somewhere here and there, I do, you know, use it. So major chunk is still brand deals so
Okay.
far.
So how would you recommend people to get these deals? How can we what are the news of acquiring these deals?
So brand deals is mostly, agencies or brands directly reach out to you, looking at your content or your, quality. They look at your profile as a whole. Like, do you actually carry some sort of influence to promote their campaign or bring awareness to their services or products? And mostly, they reach out mostly through two ways. Either they reach out themselves or they reach out by a third party agency, and they mostly look at your uh, number of followers. So usually once you have 15, 20K followers, you get those brand deals. Second is you getting uh, quality engagements through comments, even likes. That also matters. And third is purely luck based. You don't know what exactly they look at your profile. So so yeah, and this is the only way. It's not like I do. So I recommend someone, and they would just on my basis of recommendation they would give a brand deal to someone. It works out for just 1%, but 99% of the time you don't actually know like why you would get paid.
Okay. Okay. So how many deals have you set here till now? If you could share.
I am not sure about the number, but it could be 15 or 20, I would say.
Okay. Great. Awesome. So what are the so now that we know that you have a good following and you're getting it to monetize it, what are the top tips and tricks that you would give for anybody starting out and to build their following on LinkedIn?
See, these tricks are really, boring tips which we get on reels and everything. Be consistent, try to experiment as much as possible. And third thing is discover your, niche. Not exactly niche, but discover what you are really good at. You know, I started out as a finance creator. I only posted about finance, investing, and everything. But eventually, I figured out there are several doing this kind of posts. So there's no way I could stand out as a finance creator. So eventually, I added one more thing is business insights as well. And then later on, I figured out majority of the posts on LinkedIn are very serious, and we needed someone to make it look bearable. Quite new at that point of time. Humor adding a particular.
You got I mean you got cut a little bit in between.
Sorry. So I'm saying three. So first, when I started with finance, then I started with business insights, and then I saw there's this gap where majority of the posts are in a serious tone, or they are imparting value or knowledge only. There's no fun thing on LinkedIn. So I started with humor, you know, very short text format, 2 to 3 lines, adding a bit of humor about, corporate or about weekends. or about any particular situation that is trending. So writing fun on it, or roasting someone in a good way, not actually pulling down someone. But that worked really well for me, and that is that is something I would credit a lot of my growth to as well.
Right.
You
The humorous content is what you're saying had done really well. Sort of like what
Right.
Viren Sood or others Samalopanan.
Right, exactly. Right,
Yeah, even I have noticed that when I've done humorous posts, they've done really well on LinkedIn.
right.
I don't like it.
There's a lot of right. There are a lot of serious posts, and majority of them, you can figure out this is just chat GPT content. It would not offer a lot of
I don't think it ever does well, though. I don't think people are stupid as
exactly. Right,
see the chat GPT on that. Right. So you're saying just stick to the basics. It's just you to figure out there's no magic here. It's just you need to figure out what works and you have to
yeah. So, and there's one myth as well, like don't post on weekends. But I feel this is a myth. Many of my posts have gone viral on weekends because that's the point of time where even professional would switch to LinkedIn. They might not get the time to read post on weekdays, so it might not get into their feed. But weekend they might be free. It's a gamble thing only. But my post eventually has worked out well on weekend compared to weekdays.
Right. Okay. This is a good insight. It was even I used to have the same idea that weekends don't do well. I don't post on LinkedIn. Right. Good. That helps me as well. Even I should try to.
Let me know if you try. Yeah.
Absolutely. So one thing which I often think about is on LinkedIn, I find it's a lot of hit or miss, right? It's possible that you put in a lot of effort on a post and it just doesn't do well. And then sometimes you don't put in much effort, you just put out something and it just goes viral. So how do you deal or do you have any way to cope with that highs and lows on creation?
So, I've been creating it for, almost 15 months now. And I've figured it out. Not every content would go viral, and that's completely okay. If we, take a probability like out of 30 posts a month, with 7 posts regularly, one post a day, I would say good way to judge is, at least 5 to 6 posts getting viral, 15 to 20 posts doing, good average. And it's okay if 4 5 posts doesn't do good or, really bad. But the good thing is you need to have, 2 to 3 friends who are your genuine critics as well, apart from being friends, who would let you know, right? This, your posts recently are not doing well. You are not, engaging with your audience like the way you used to do. It helps, it keeps you grounded as well. They are your cheerleaders as well as your critics. So that helps a lot, in
Beautiful.
my opinion.
Actually, that's a
Right.
very logical and statistically interesting way to look at things. Like you divide your entire market into 30% of good posts and then 60% of 40% of average posts and then 20-30% of bad.
Exactly.
So how would you define a viral post? Is there any number that you would put to that?
Uh, so, I, usually see mostly in terms of 2 ways. One is impressions and engagement. See, anything about 1% of the followers, let's say you person having 50,000 followers and gets 1% is 500 likes. So anything about 1.5 or something, I would say is a good post. Anything about 750 likes for someone at 50,000 is a good post. And anything about that would be viral. Something like 1,000 likes to 1,500 likes or something. And second would be, the number of followers you get from those posts. There are chances that post might not get a good engagement, but still brings in followers. So this shows accepting, like someone, your post might, reach to someone second degree or third degree connection, and then they send a connection request or they follow you. So that also sorts of, uh, I would say a validation that your content is good.
Reaching
So this is the two way I measure.
right. So 1.5% is what your ideal number would be of likes. Is what you're
Yeah, for a good post. Yeah. So it usually changes as you grow, like if you reach a few 50,000, 60,000 K followers, and then you see, not every post would get, 500 to 600 likes.
Yeah,
which is completely okay. So it, as you grow, the number also, changes eventually.
good. Absolutely. In terms of did you have any number? Like this amount of impressions is a good post.
Impressions, it, depends really on the algorithm. You can't really judge. It's a good, but I think, you know, more or less close to your number of followers is good, to impressions in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
See, eventually, when you are at 10,000, 15,000 followers, you would find your post easily hitting, 10,000, 15,000 impressions. But when you grow at, 40, 50,000 followers, every post to reach that mark, you know, uh, it becomes difficult at point of time. Yeah. But, that also gives you a picture like this post are not reaching that mark. So there's something going wrong as well. So you need to change something, experiment or something, as I told.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. So, final question: what tips would you have for freshers who want to break into the finance domain? And is it a good domain to be?
Uh,
And what is the maybe the i- current important changes happening because of AI?
Finance as a whole is, really vast. So there are different opportunities in different domains, even in finance. It can be, see, investing has really picked up a lot in these recent times.
Yeah.
So we have something related to equities, investment banking, and these are, booming a lot these days. And not really jobs, even, someone doing on their own, trading also. So there are, various paths to it, and AI has eventually helped some sort of it, because in finance, you can still get some help related to data eventually. So that eventually helps in, accounting jobs mostly. But the insights, the value you derive from the data is not actually what AI would be super efficient. Definitely it is efficient, and but some insights, some patterns would not be clear in the eyes of AI, is my opinion. But one, skill that I would recommend every, newcomer getting into this industry is data visualization skills. It can be through Power BI, Tableau, Python, right? R. So learning even at least, one of this would surely help them to get, finance is mostly about data, and how you interpret those data is very important to, succeed and go really well. So I would suggest everyone to have, to know at least basics of data visualization, even though it is just through Excel. That would also work in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Great, Parth. I mean, I personally have learned a lot through this complete. I hope that the viewers also would get a lot of insights because of this.
I would hope so.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for being here. We'll do another episode once you hit 100K very soon.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot. See you.